So is this the mark of the beast? The answer is no, not yet. And you might say, well, how do you know? Because I went through the book of Revelation 8 times, verse by verse. And God seals his elect before the devil knows how to seal his minions. God seals his elect, 144,000, and his two witnesses in the tribulation before the devil learns to seal. Now you might say, well, the church is sealed with the Holy Spirit. Yeah, the church is sealed with the Holy Spirit, sealed until the day of redemption. But if you read the book of Revelation, you'll see God puts something on their forehead, right? He seals his people. So the church is caught up. See, the church is what's here now restraining. The church restrains. And I noticed, somebody told me today something about a Muslim had picked out some verses. I don't know if they picked the verses out from the Quran or the Bible. But I'm pretty sure the Muslims use the Bible too. They use the Quran and the Bible, but they picked out some verses, and all the Quran is just little passages taken from the Bible. What happened, the Jesuits started the Muslim religion. They took pieces out of the Bible and created a religion for the Muslims. They did that with a lot of situations. But anyway, the Jesuits are behind it all. And you say, well, behind them are the Kabbalist Jews, the fake Jews, yeah. But the Jesuits, if you only knew, just do a little study. They don't even open the Bible for 5 years. They do their studies, and they don't even crack open the Bible to the 5th year. They study all the religions, all the belief systems. So they know you better than you know yourself. And that's how they're able to win these battles against the human. That's how they're able to do MK Ultra stuff, mind control stuff. Now, something they don't understand because they're not born again is walking in the Spirit. So when you're outside the letter of the law and you're in the Spirit, they don't understand that. Preachers don't even understand it who are saved. Walking in the Spirit is by faith. It's not a works-based system. It's not a works-based system. This car was about to hit me, and I had to move over to another lane so they didn't hit me. I was watching her in my rearview mirror, and these people slowed down real fast, and I knew if I slowed down as fast as they did, she was going to hit me. So I'm that was a trip just now. That was wild. What just happened was wild. So the Jesuits know you better than you know yourself, unless you can understand walking in the Spirit. They don't understand that because you're not under law. All cults and all religions are under law, right? And that's all they know is a works-based system. They try to put you under guilt, shame, condemnation, and you got to do this and you got to do this, and nobody can keep the letter of the law, because the letter of the law will kill it. They know the more you try to keep the letter of the law, the more misery you'll have. You'll be walking around like you sucking on a lemon or something. Misery. The Jesuits created the Pentecostal movement in 1901 or whenever it was. These guys, most of your high-level pimps are, they know everybody's belief system. Most of your high-level pimps, they know everybody's beliefs. Most of them are the high-level pimps are or people who probably used to be a Jesuit and they got kicked out or something. They'll say something stupid like, let's break bread together. And you're like, get out of my face, man. Like, get out of my face. What that means is Judas broke bread with Jesus and stabbed him in the back. Sold him out. And it means your communion with devils. There's always a Judas around in your life. And Judas, he watches everything that you do, fellowship with other people who are saved, and he watches how it works, and he pretends to be like the others and talk the talk and dress the dress, but a Judas is not born again, and so Judas is going to sell you for 20 pieces of silver. The story keeps playing out. The story has to play out. You're following the way and series in sequence after Jesus. And so as you start to grow spiritually, what happens is the same story what happened to the master is going to happen to you. Is the servant greater than the master? They lied about him. They tried to kill him. He got away a few times. He went to he chose to go to the cross. It was already written. They didn't put him on the cross. You can escape the Wile E. Coyote devices if you stay aware and stay awake. The Holy Spirit will warn you. Jesus went to the cross because that's why he came. They didn't put him on the cross. He chose to go to the cross, and it was just a time. But he already paid it all. So you just take up your cross daily, and you can see the game before they play it. They're going to try to set you up, right? Try to get you killed or get somebody mad at you to attack you based on lies. And so what do? You see the precogs and you see the game before it happens. And you win because you just step out of it. Jesus withdrew himself and he escaped. So you draw yourself out of it. You withdraw. You draw yourself out of it. You don't play the game. You don't yoke up with them. You don't commune with them. You don't go where they go. See, what's going to happen is the hologram was going to tell you before it happens. Let's say you didn't pay your bill to get your tags done. You're going to see a policeman. Then you're going to see another policeman. Then you're going to see another one. And the next day, if you don't get your tags done, the policeman's going to pull you up and say, I'm going to write you a ticket because you ain't got your tags done. It's always a precog, always. Because it's a cycle. It's a story. The past is the future is the past. There's nothing new, everything is the now. So the precog is telling you what's going to happen the next few cycles. You'll see the precog. It's kind of like in a book, the preface of a book or something, the preface. So preface is preface. So before it hits you face to face, that policeman's going to come and give you a ticket because you didn't update your car or whatever. There's always going to be a preface of the story, the preface. So there's going to be a policeman that goes by here, goes by here. There's always going to be a precog or a preface because it's all face to face. The reason you're here is because of face to face interaction to birth in the new creature. And so if you haven't paid your bill, the face-to-face is to teach you to be more diligent and to be aware of what bills are due and manage your time and manage your finances properly. There's a car behind me with a bumper sticker, a blue bumper sticker. I'm going to try to see what it says. I don't know what it said. Turn the page. Turn over a new leaf. The leaflet in a book, in a portfolio. Turn over a new leaf. Everything that you look at, whether it's a book or whatever it is, it's about, so you turn the page over, you turn into a new leaf. There's a leaf. There's a tree, faith. So you turn the page. You're a new creature every day. Every day you write in that book every day, and you're a new creature every day. If somebody's trying to get you to think about the past or live in the past or something in the past, they are actually working as an enemy, because the past don't exist. Paul said, forgetting those things which behind, I press on towards the high calling of God. So every day that goes behind you doesn't even exist anymore. The past is past. You're a new creature. That past is not even you. A prophet's not known in his own hometown. Why? Because you're changing and you're becoming a better person by the Holy Spirit changing you. And those people who knew you here, they still see you here, but you're over here. This is why these people have to drop out of your life, because they'll try to put you back in that old identity. And the more you fight against that old... Remember, Abraham left the Ur of the Chaldees. Abraham, Isaac, Jacob left his home. There's a lot of people who, to get their new identity, they have to leave something to go and get their new identity. Because if you stay in this old ridiculous junk, your old identity is going to keep trying to haunt you and try to pull you back. You're not the old Adam, you're the new Adam. It's obvious what's going on. And if you don't know this stuff, I'm sorry. You need to you need to just cut off the noise. This is just basic knowledge to me, in my mind. The stuff I'm talking about, walking in the Spirit, faith alone, the Jesuits, the Freemasons, and the Kabbalists, call no man father, call no man master, call no man rabbi. Those are the three magician priest class that run this thing. And so if you don't know that, you need to start educating yourself, because you're going to be defeated. They know you better than... If you don't know that, they know you better than you know yourself. They're going to defeat you every time. The Freemasons have a network, and they know you better than you know yourself, unless you know yourself. But most people don't know themselves because they only look at this. They never look at this. They never look in the mirror. They just look at this. It's your fault. Look at you. Look at you. And the very thing that they're pointing out in somebody else, they're guilty of in different ways. I've actually seen somebody in the real world. Everything that she says, she's guilty of. Every time she gets mad at somebody, she's guilty of it. And it blows your mind that she can't even see it. I know somebody else in the real world. Every time I talk to him, he does the same thing. And it's like, you can't even see that that's you? The very thing that you're talking about, that's you? You can't see it? And if some of you are married to somebody like this, the very thing that they're mad about with somebody else, they do. And it's like, you're not introspective at all. 1, 2, 3. It's your fault. 1, 2, 3, pointing back. It's your fault. It's It's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. I just can't. I can't even tell you how ridiculous it is. The human heart is ridiculous. It really is. And if you really think about it, your fingernails are dead, your hair's dead, your skin dies, and the peels off. Your underarms stink unless you put some deodorant on. You got to take a shower. You got to brush your teeth, or your mouth stinks. Your feet stinks. You got to change the socks and take a shower every day. What else? You just like an animal goes over there and eats some food, and it uses the number 2 bathroom out. It's a beast. Your body's like a beast. Your body's a beast nature. It's an animal. It's animated. You're either animated by the Spirit of God, or you're animated by the world's spirit. And the world spirit is base nature, beast. And so you're either a reptilian, beast nature creature, or you're a renovated, renewed, rejuvenated in the spirit, new creature. And so if you love the base nature, the beast, and you think that you're something when you're just walking around in a clay vessel and water and dead skin, dead fingernails, dead hair, and you got to take a shower or you're going to stink, and you're walking around in a body that's dying and renovating, and it's like you're walking around in a vessel that's dead. It's no different than this metal car here. This metal car came from the ground. You came from the ground. God could animate this car if he wanted to, but he animated the human. And so man makes a car or makes a synthetic or whatever, a machine man or whatever he's trying to bring life to it, but he can't. Only God can. And even the human that God animates their soul, their spirit's dead, but he's trying to ignite them to get saved, right? He's giving them the truth, the gospel. You must be born again. You got to be saved. But their pride, because they are beast, because they are base nature, their pride, just like the devil, takes them deeper and into more delusion and more deception. How can somebody who has dead fingernails and dead hair and dead skin be prideful? And you came from the clay, the clay earth, and that's where you when you get buried, you're going back to the earth. Your body's going back to the earth. How can somebody like that be prideful when you know this stuff? Your fingernails are dead. Your hair's dead. Your clothes you have to wash your clothes. You have to take a shower. You have to wash your body. I mean, you're walking around in a dead body. How can you have pride knowing that? The life is in the blood. The spirit of the man sustains the man. But all these people are walking around and don't even see how sinful even their own body is, because it's dying. It stinks. If you go out here and work and sweat and you don't take a shower, you're going to stink. If you mow this yard or cut that tree down or whatever, and you start breaking a sweat, you might not stink then, but if you don't take a shower, you're eventually going to stink. It's obvious. If you cut your hand and you don't tape it up or whatever, it's going to get infected and it's going to stink. It's going to have gangrene. It's going to have green pus coming out if you don't take care of it. Put some hydrogen peroxide or whatever. Hydrogen peroxide, the ox. Ox, I-D-E. The medicine tells you what it is. OxyClean. Clorox, the ox, the shedding. Without the shedding of blood, there's no remission of sin. The ox was the bullock, was the sacrifice that pointed back to Jesus shedding his blood. You claim the blood. ID, oxide, ID, your identity in the spirit. The pride of man who's walking around in a little clay body, dead skin, dead hair, dead fingernails, and man has pride and thinks he's something. What's that about? What is that about? Back to what I was talking about. This ain't the mark of the beast, because God has to seal his 144,000 first. And the church is caught up. So what this is, it's a typology of the mark of the beast. And they're trying to get to bend your will. They're seeing how far they can push you to where you submit your will to the will of the state. That's what's happening.